So there was a question of, is the live meeting feature as good as Zoom Lives in terms of bugs, etc.? So let's talk about the live room. Here you've got two options. You've got meetups and you've got the live room. So the meetup would be like an event. Think of it more like a webinar that you'd be hosting. So if you hit new meetup, you'd name it, you'd give it a location. Maybe it's a physical address. Chances are you'd be using the live room. So basically you're saying on this date and time, show up here and access the live room because we're going to be hosting a meetup for everybody to come in. All right. You can upload a different picture. You can limit the meetup to certain groups. So once again, do you have a paid group? Do you have a free group? Who do you want to have access to this group live call? You pick. And you can say if it's tied to a specific circle, and then how often you want this live event to happen. So is this a weekly Q&A? Is this a monthly check-in? It's up to you. The live room itself, let's do a test. So you can hop into the live room. I've already done the pre-setting setup. As you can see, there's my screen. This might get laggy here, so I'll disable this. But you can see you have the options for your camera. You've got the options for your microphone right there. You have your background, so you can have the light blur, strong blur. You can have a background image. You can change if you want to have default emoji skin types, that's cool. The language, you've got some advanced settings. So let's say you're on your phone, you've got some options there, reducing visual effects. And then you've got the room settings. So this is also really cool. There was a question about how many people can you have in the live meetings? Here you go, up to 200 people. Now the locked, unlocked, here's why this is important. If the room is unlocked, it means anybody within your community at any point can hop in the live room. If you look up top, you can see it shows 1. So anybody who's logged in right now could theoretically see, hey, there's someone in the live room. Do you want to go check on it? There you go. You would then have people hopping in to take a look. Without that, people would really never know. Now, here's the thing. With the lock on it, you might not want people just hopping in and having live group calls without you or one of your moderators present. So as a result, you can lock the room, and that way people won't be able to just hop in the room. What'll happen is you will get a message. I'll actually do a test here. Let me turn this off. I'm going to hop into my demo user account, and you will see up here, it shows meetups are happening. Hey, someone's in the live room. I'm going to hop into the live room with this mystery person. So as you can see, it shows my camera. I'm going to turn this off for a sec. Actually, you'll see that. Anyways, what it's going to show me is the knocking to say, hey, I would like to enter this room. On the other side, the admin side, you can see that it is saying someone's trying to get in this locked room. Now, I could have the room unlocked if this was a meetup and I wanted anybody to join, or I might have it locked and just be inviting people for a specific team meeting, a specific group coaching session that might only have 4 people, 5 people, etc. So I could click this. Oh, and I've got my camera off right now, but I could actually see who this person is who's trying to get into the room. Is this a person I want to get into the room? I could respond and say, hey, not right now, or I could reject it, etc. Or I could just let them in. So if I hit let in, now you'll see both. I can say, hey, do you want to turn on your mic? Do you want to turn on your camera? I could then come over here, turn this camera on. I will switch to this camera, turn it on. So there's that camera. So as the admin, I could spotlight this person, or I could say, you know what, turn their camera off. I don't want cameras on right now. I could also come up here to the meeting timer and set the timer to show how long we've been in here. I could come up to the settings. Again, you saw that. Yeah, so it's just, you have those options. What else do we have? Can they be recorded? So yes, live meetings can be recorded. As you can see, I can hit start recording, and what would actually happen is back on the home screen, any recordings made in here show up in that home. Well, actually, sorry, not the home screen, in the meetup screen. It would show recordings. So people would have the ability to view the recordings of this live meeting if you wanted them to, or I'm sure you could download the video and access it later. What else we got here? Is it possible to do a live just like Facebook? So with the host visible, yeah, you know what? Here, I'll turn my camera on. Boom. So as you can see, you've got your camera on, and then you've got people, your participants can watch on the side. And can you invite someone into the live like in Facebook? So yes, you could spotlight this person, and then you'd be bringing them into your live meeting. They could share their screen, share their video, etc. Is there a calendar for events? So let me get out of here. Oh, I'll go back. Leaving. So here's what I was talking about with the recordings. As far as the calendar goes, that's what this was. So technically, you would be setting up a live meetup for everybody. Yeah, so it's just, you have those options. What else do we have? Can they be recorded? So yes, live meetings can be recorded. As you can see, I can hit start recording, and what would actually happen is back on the home screen, any recordings made in here show up in that home, actually, sorry, not the home screen, in the meetup screen. It would show recordings. So people would have the ability to view the recordings of this live meeting if you wanted them to, or I'm sure you could download the video and access it later. What else we got here? Is it possible to do a live just like Facebook? So with the host visible, yeah, you know what? Here, I'll turn my camera on. Boom. So as you can see, you've got your camera on, and then you've got people, your participants can watch on the side. And can you invite someone into the live like in Facebook? So yes, you could spotlight this person, and then you'd be bringing them into your live meeting. They could share their screen, share their video, etc. Is there a calendar for events? So let me get out of here. Oh, I'll go back. Leaving. So here's what I was talking about with the recordings. As far as the calendar goes, that's what this was. So technically, you would be setting up a live meetup for everybody. I'll even do this right now. Test meetup. Use live room. Or you could create a private room as well. So if I do that, then just like Zoom, not just anybody could join. So now anybody who has access to this, let's call it the VIP group, will get their own private live room to attend. Otherwise, you have everyone seeing that there's 5 people in the live room, and everyone's probably going to be knocking on the door to come in, and they can't because it's a private. So that's really cool. You could set this for November 10th at, I don't know, 4:45 a.m., bunch of random text, and let's save it. Oh, gotta pick a circle. So this will be oh, okay, there you go. Oh, I see, because there's probably, I don't have any members in the VIP group right now, so that's probably why it won't let me. So then I would hit save. And there you go. So right now, you can see that there is an upcoming meetup scheduled in the private, and there's one person going. Here people can say, I can make it, I can't make it. So let's say you have a bunch of members who qualify to view this meetup. They are part of the VIP group or whatever. You can get an idea of how many people are showing up in advance. So that's pretty cool. Can I start a community? Let's talk about products and offers. Can I start a community as a free community and after a while switch it into a subscription one? You probably can. So once again, going back to here, these are offers just like any of your courses, any of your other products. So what you would be doing is essentially you would have your free offer, and then you would eventually just switch it to a paid offer. Anybody who already has access to it would still have access to it, but moving forward, anybody who wanted access to it would be paying monthly. Hopefully that makes sense. I have level specific courses. Do you need a separate community for each level, or can you run live sessions for certain subgroups with a larger community? So as you saw, your two groups would be your two separate levels. So if you have a base level and an advanced level, and if you want them to have different access, you could through the offers. You also have the ability to have different circles, but then you're adding a lot more manual. So I guess I should address this. The circles, think of the circles as like discussion boards, discussion topics within your community. So you could have a circle that's talking about favorite pizza. And this description would be for discussing favorite pizza. The people who have access to this would be based off of what you have here. So if you have a general group, you could say general group. If you have the advanced group, you'd have advanced group. And only people who have access to that offer group would be able to access it. So if you want it accessible to everybody, technically you could do it through here without creating a second group. And then what you would do is come down to private, and then you could just manually invite people, but that could be time consuming. Just something to keep in mind. Let's see. I know that you can have either a free or paid community, but how does this tie into, let's say, a membership course? That would be two products, but can they work together? Yes. So just like any other offer, what you would have is a membership product and your community product in an offer. So when someone bought the offer for your membership, they would also get access to the product for community, and they'd be assigned one of these groups. So you could have a VIP group tied into your membership, and then a separate offer that just gives access to your community. Would the person need to go sign up for a community also? No, it's however you decide to make the access to that product through your offer. Or can you automate certain memberships to have certain groups, and like a VIP membership having access to the upgraded group? Yeah, you can do that like you're seeing right here. You would just have two groups. Both of these groups count as a product though. So if you have a free group and a paid group, you're using up two product spots. Just something to keep in mind. When we add members to the community, will they automatically get sent a message notifying them of this? Because the community is tied into a product, in order to give someone access to the community, you'd be granting them access to a Kajabi product. So yes, they'd be receiving the email saying you have been granted access to new Kajabi Community 2.0 test group, or whatever the name of your product is that you called your group. If that makes sense. Your group is a product. So whatever you name your group, they will be told you now have access to this, because when they log in, they will see this in their library as something they can access. Community engagement. Let's talk about that. Can members send private messages to each other, or is it just the public chat? So you have different types of setup, and I showed it briefly here. You have a feed and a chat. So I created a test chat so you can see that you have the ability to, anybody who has access to this could just chat in this discussion circle, this discussion topic. But you also have almost like a Facebook style feed as well. So when someone makes a post, so earlier, about 2 hours ago, I made a test post featuring a video, so you can upload videos and images, of course. And in my demo account, let me get out of here, go back to the live room, go back to home. So down here, you can see the notification that I made a post with a test video. So if I click in here, that gets removed, and anyone would see that there was a new post. I can scroll down like, oh, cool, there was a new post in this discussion. Now, if someone comments on a post, you will get an email notification to say, hey, someone commented on your post. But yes, there is direct messaging. So I can click up here and send a direct message to anyone else who's a member. I could even click over here to find members. And from here, I could click, check out the profile, be like, okay, I want to send them a message. And here you go, testing the private messaging feature. So I can have a message back and forth with myself as a private message. I would get a notification up here saying that I received a message. Actually, if I click over here, you'll see that, look, there's a notification from my test account that sent a direct message to this admin account. If I click on it, hey, someone sent you a direct message. Boom, I can log into it. Now, I also received an email saying I received this message. If someone doesn't want to be notified like that, they can come to their settings and go to the notification controls and say, yeah, if I get a message, don't email me, just have push notifications for challenges, for circles, live room alerts, etc. I don't believe you can disable notification for direct messages. It looks like. Okay, I'll have to add that to the feedback to say this might need to be added. So you can control the notifications for the different rooms and meetings, but if you get a direct message, it looks like you can't decide whether or not you get emailed about it or not. You probably would want to get emailed about it, but something to keep in mind. Our messages, public chat. So there is, like I showed you, there is that public chat that you can see here where there's the public. And here, this is public, but you do have private messages. Are polls available? As you can see, there are polls that you can take, right? However, this seems to only be in the chat. There isn't a way to do a poll within the feed. So that's something I will mention in the feedback that, hey, might be cool to do polls in the feeds as well. How do the challenge points work? Okay, so if we go back to the leaderboard, you can see that some of the members have actually achieved points already. Where are they getting these points? Up here, you can see that you get points based off of completing a challenge, if your post is considered inspiring, if someone votes in a poll, first 5 messages sent, etc., etc., etc. So what this means is that if I come back to this home page and I click on this challenge, for example, I can see that, hey, there's a challenge that needs to be completed by December 2nd. I could join the challenge and I can see other people who are completing the challenge by submitting posts. In this case, the challenge was asking to just share a photo or a video of something that inspires you. Morris and April have uploaded something, so I can say, hey, that was really cool. Thanks for sharing that. Just like on Facebook, when someone likes or puts in a emoji of some sort, I can say, hey, I'm inspired by that. Thanks. I can also check to see what other comments have been made about it. Yeah. So there you go. Feed, someone can see old posts. How do the challenge points works, gamifying. And I did suggest, I sent some feedback saying it'd be cool if we could customize the points and maybe some of the assignments of challenge gamification type stuff. How do members get notified about new posts? Like I said, it'll just be in their notification unless someone's actually engaging with one of their posts or has sent them a direct message. Can you schedule posts? You can't. So in Facebook, I think as an admin of a page or a group, you can schedule a post. That's not possible. So I'll submit that as feedback as well. As you can see, if you want to create a post, you have limited options of just uploading a photo, uploading a video, and writing your thoughts, like a status on Facebook, but there is no scheduling. Can you optimize the homepage to show the feed content and posts, not just challenges? Currently, no, but who knows what's going to happen over the next 2 months? That might be something that is on the Kajabi team's radar. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. Now, moving along, how is it on mobile? So I know Vibely has their own mobile app. I haven't logged into it. However, you do appear to just have your community within Facebook right now. So I don't know if there's a direct within Kajabi. So I don't know if there's a direct tie-in to Vibely to allow you to access it. Realistically, I'll check that out when the actual product launches in January, when there might be a tie-in to the Kajabi app. Currently, this is still truthfully the Vibely platform. It's just that it's accessible through Kajabi right now. So we'll see what happens there. Some of the stuff that I'm hoping gets added by the Kajabi team would be the ability in the live and meetup rooms to disable all the mics and cameras by default so that people aren't logging in, their cameras are turned on, mics are turned on. That's always annoying, especially on some of the other platforms. So by being able to disable it, just like with Zoom, for everybody, and then being able to manually turn on cameras and mics, I think that'd be really cool and really beneficial. The ability to upload files like PDFs, spreadsheets, Word documents, that's not currently possible right now, not within the Vibely platform. So hopefully when Kajabi and Vibely integrate, being able to upload a PDF, a checklist, whatever, in challenges would be great. And I know you probably don't want people within the circles uploading documents galore. There could be viruses, etc. But admins and hosts having the ability to upload files and documents would be really beneficial, I think. Of course, the ability to schedule posts within circles, do polls within the circles for feed, and the manual approval of challenges as well. So right now, if I go to settings and go to challenges, you'll see that there's posts that are coming in, but they're already approved. I can mark that I've seen them, that I'm aware of them, but it'd be really cool to be able to actually approve whether this met the criteria for the challenge and not just people submitting whatever, which might not be valid to get the points. So that's that. There was a couple of bugs that I noticed that I'll mention to the team. Like I know with, say for example, with a circle, you can create a private circle, but the thing is, once you invite someone to this private circle, so for example, if I invite my demo account, if I hit add, sure, the person is now added to the group, but I actually have no way to remove them from the private circle. So it'd be good to be able to do that. And weirdly enough, so if I hop back into this demo account and I refresh, you'll see that I now have access to that private circle, but it appears that I also have the ability to add people to this. So if I hit add, now I just added someone. So there really is no restriction once someone's been added in. Really beneficial to just have it be admins and hosts only. So that's that. Hopefully that answered the majority of questions. I know there's gonna be some more questions, so feel free to comment below with them.